So I'm going to give you some tips here that are going to help you with your planning for what you can be doing between now and your driving test in the next 5-7 days, whenever it's going to be leading up to it. So most people will have a lesson the week before, just like you normally do, one lesson a week, and usually what happens then is the following week's your driving test. Now, don't be surprised if that driving lesson goes a little bit pear-shaped. It's not as good as what you normally have. It happens to lots of people. It's a little bit of pre-test nerves kicking in, making you do silly things like leaving it in the wrong gear, not checking your blind spot when you're moving off, or just simple stalling for no reason, or forgetting your manoeuvres. All these things do crop up a week before your test, or even 2 weeks before your test. So if it does happen, just remind yourself that for the last 5 or 6 lessons, you've been driving to a really good standard, and you've been happy with it, and your instructor's been happy with it. So it won't disappear. It's just a little pre-test nerves kicks in. So after your lesson, if it has gone a little bit wrong, then just stay focused, remind yourself what you've done wrong, make a few notes to remind yourself what happened, because these might crop up on your test. It might be you're forgetting your gears or you're speeding, things like that. So just write some bullet points. So on the day of your driving test, you can pull it out and read about what you've been doing on your last lesson and remind yourself, oh, speeding and keeping down my speed, or I pulled off, I'll check my blind spot. Make sure I check my blind spot. All these little things to remind you, little bullet points at the beginning of that day. So going back to the week before then, you've made your little checklist of how your lesson went. I would also start to think about what you're going to wear on that day. So if you've got your favourite pair of shoes, make sure they've not gone missing, or favourite trainers or whatever you wear when you're having your driving lesson. If that's what you're happy with, make sure they're put to one side and they don't go missing. Another quite important one, it's quite a funny one really, is make sure you know where your theory test certificate is and your driving license. And I know this is probably going to make people smile, but some people put the driving license in a drawer or the theory certificate in the bedroom somewhere and they can't find it then. So start looking for it. Don't wait till the morning, week before, find it, put it on the top so you can find it on your desk when you walk in your bedroom, and you know where it all is then. You know, because I've had people who contacted me and said to me, James, I can't find me driving license. My mum put it in the drawer somewhere. It's gone missing. And then for the next 2 or 3 hours, they're hunting in the room, in the bedrooms or in the downstairs living room, trying to find it. So make sure you can find your license and your theory test certificate, and you put it to one side on the top of a drawer so you can see it and no one moves it. And just tell everyone, don't move that. It's mine for my test. Everyone knows what they're doing then. Another thing you could be doing then, this is leading up to your driving test, is make sure you got your clothes for that day. Make sure you got your favourite clothes that are comfy. Don't, think, have a look at the weather forecast on that day. Is it going to be a hot day? Is it going to be a cold day? At the moment, we're in summer or approaching summer, so it's going to be possibly warm. It could be 15, 20 degrees. It might be even 30 degrees that day. So make sure you got t-shirt or shorts on that day, because you're going to boil otherwise, because you're concentrating that much, you're going to start getting hot. You know what it's like on your lessons, if you all got a lot of work to do, before you know it, you're sweating and you're saying, can I put the fan on more? Well, just imagine that, but a little bit harder on the test. So think about the clothes you're going to wear on that day that are going to be comfy and suitable for the weather conditions, so that you get the best out of it. Because if you're hot, you're not going to be able to concentrate. If you're cold, you're not going to be able to concentrate. So make sure you get the right clothes also. Now, another thing you could be doing leading up to your test, and this could be doing daily, is you could be looking at videos like we're doing now on certain situations like manoeuvres or junctions or driving test videos that people do on mock tests. And I've done a few, and there's just channels out there that do just dedicated to doing that. So start looking around, start looking at some of these videos, and so you can learn anything from them. If you want to check out my playlist on the pass the driving test, I'll put that below for you if that's going to help you. And there's some videos in it that are going to help you and talk about what sort of things people do wrong on the day of the test. Okay, and one of the favourite things people do wrong is junctions. So going back to what you can do, so that every day have a dedicated half an hour to sit down in the evening and just go through a couple of videos that you want to remind yourself of doing, and mistakes you made in your last lesson, watch the videos on them to help you. The couple of days before your test, start thinking about what you're going to do, what time you're going to go to bed at night. Don't kind of stay until 11 or 12 if you've got an early test, because you're going to be shattered. You want the energy levels right up here, because the stress and the concentration is going to burn your energy levels up, and you're going to start to lose concentration. You're going to start getting tired. So start to prepare for the day before. I'm going to go to bed at 10:30. Got to be up at 8:30 or 7 o'clock that day, the next day. So go to bed early, get a good night's sleep. Make sure the next day when you get up, you're having a good breakfast before you go. You might not feel like it, you might have butterfly, but make sure you're ready for that, okay? Because when you're on that driving test, you're going to burn the energy up. And I say to everyone, bring some water along. And you know what I'm going to say now? If you got it, bring a banana along, so when you're waiting before you go in, you can eat something to eat a banana before you go in, so that you don't feel tired on your driving test, give you an extra boost of energy. Good luck. I'm hoping this simple stuff gives you an idea what you want to be doing leading up to your driving test. If it does, fantastic. Safe driving, and remember, you go out there and pass that test.